Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Michael here, Deeper States Mind and Wellness. How are you guys? I'm working on getting this together and hoping we're going to have a great day today, and all of you go out there, make the day great. This show is going to be about marketing, and that's what the Monday morning show is going to be. Hoping I can get a community of small business owners that are hoping to either transition onto social platforms or to blend their businesses into social platforms with brick and mortar. Reason I'm doing this is because I myself was affected by COVID and closed all my brick and mortar offices. Prior to that, I had already started doing online services as well as online marketing. So I have about I started using Google AdWords all the way back probably 15 years ago. So I know a little bit of insight on it, and I guess I know business. I've been in business now for 25 years. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of insight about marketing and contacting and touching clients, right? How many times do you need to make contact to a client in order for you to be able to convert a client into a client, right? It's a little bit different. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that and kind of share my experiences of what's happened along the way and how things have changed so much, right? Things have changed, and we know they've changed a lot. I'm going to share a screen here in a moment. Give me a second. There we go. Excellent. Good. So Michael Alma's here, Deeper States Mind and Wellness. I am a clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a neurolinguistic programmer. Neurolinguistic programming is used it's very rich in marketing. It's the way you language pattern things, the way you write information, the way you put together your ads in order for people to neurologically connect to them. And I brought a lot of that into my marketing at a very, very young age of my business, and realize that people respond based on language patterns and how you present yourself or how you present the information so that they feel connected to it. But without further ado, because I only am giving myself 30 minutes for this and I want to cover a good amount of information, hopefully if you guys if you enjoy this and you can use this kind of information, I'd like to start a private group somewhere on Facebook where we can all kind of meet. Probably early mornings. It's going to be like a networking group, kind of like BNI, or any other networking group that meets early in the morning before you guys have to go to work. May even make it earlier. Might even think about going all the way into maybe like 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning. This way, what happens is it's not affecting your daily routine of business, but you have the opportunity to learn something new every morning, to take a nugget with you and to go in and run that through your mind and then go back to work and then implement it, hopefully. All right, so let's get started here. So in the past, in the olden days, the way you'd market, you would do kind of a mixed style, right? They go in and do mixers. You've heard of BNI, you've heard of I belonged to one a long time ago called LBCBN, Long Beach Business Networking Community. There was a women's group I used to go to and occasionally present and speak to. There is a morning group that started here in Long Beach a long time ago. I haven't heard of them, so we've been in pandemic state, right? But now that's all opening up. And I used to go in there early in the morning. It was a 6 a.m. meeting, and we'd meet. We'd have presenters come in and present, and then from there we'd go back to work, which was great because I was in my office by 9 o'clock in the morning. You'd run ads on the newspapers during the days that there were newspapers, right? You'd go in and you would run your ad. Somebody would call you. You'd bring on a conversation, and then usually you'd follow up with an email or you'd follow up with a letter talking to them about your services, and you call them again. So it was a little bit different. There was a lot of contact happening to bring in a client. People would cold call. That's still a thing. I mean, a lot of people do still pick up the phone and cold call. The thing is that you kind of, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. In order to make cold calls work, they have to be something the client wants, something your buyer is looking for, right? Otherwise, it becomes a nuisance, and it becomes a nuisance very, very quickly. Robocalls is another one. People use robocalls even now. I like to use robocalls just to inform them of a course that they've signed up for, or welcome them when they've signed up into something that they're going to move into another level with. Um, so robocalls is still being used. But I remember in the olden days, you had robocalls calling your cell phone constantly, right? Or calling your landline constantly. For those of you who remember landlines, and when you would hook onto those landlines, and it would just nonstop ring with robocalls, it was horrible. And then before that, there were fax machines where people would just sit there and fax you. They'd spam these faxes to you all the time. If you guys you're listening to this program and don't know what fax machines are, Google it. Anyway, so kind of showing a little bit of my age and how long I've been doing this stuff, but yeah, it's changed a little bit. And I want to talk about that. So in the olden days, you had to touch your client at least 3 times. You had to contact them at least 3 times. One was going to a mixer. One was following up with a phone call. One was following up sometimes with a newsletter or a not a newsletter, a welcome letter, and then calling them again to set up an appointment. So between 3 to 4 times in order for your services to be looked at. Now it's changed, right? We have a whole different world. I mean, how many of you even have newspapers being delivered to your house? I mean, I don't. Everything now is online. Everybody's consuming online, and it's kind of sad because we've lost a lot of newspapers that used to write print ads, but also used to write print articles that were really important for us to understand a fair and balanced understanding of what the news was or what the media was performing or what they were saying, and they were pretty consistent. But now it's kind of like the wild west out there with the internet marketing and internet advertising. Adversatorials is something that they used to do where they create the ad and it would look like it was a story, and now we do it online. Now people still do it online. There's many tools and other ideas that you can use for online services. AI writing and advertising is something big that's coming in the forefront. We're starting to go in and we're pioneering into that a little bit, where it's automated learning, right? So it's AI, meaning that it is understood what you write and it learns it. Machine learning learns it, understands it, and then it's able to put together another form of it. And it's going out in the internet, it's grabbing everything it can, it's trying to make the best ad that you can run based on what people are searching, based on what people are purchasing, based on what people are looking for. The good thing about this is that when you start advertising that way, what's happening is that now you're focus advertising, right? So imagine this, and this is kind of an idea, and I know Google was working on this a long time ago, but imagine that you have your phone. On your phone, you have your food list, right? Everything you're going to go to the grocery store shopping for. And as you get to the grocery store, it tells you what aisle it's on. And let's say that product A is at one price and product B, C, and D are at a discounted price. Now, if you're a loyal brand purchaser, you're going to go for the main brand. But if not, you're going to say, oh, well, I can save $2. I can save $1. I can save 50 cents. I can save 20 cents. That may be a push to buy into a new product. So it's really, it markets to your needs and not to a blanket policy, which means, it's not marketing to a whole blanket policy where people are going in and they're buying or purchasing things from all over the place and they're being bombarded with advertising. You really want to get it to where you're focused into what it is that you're selling these people, or even having a conversation, right? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. It's important not to just push your ads out now that things have changed and now that everything's online, because they still remember in the olden days, I mean, you were in a mixer, and that's how you built trust. That's how you built social proof, right? You had to introduce yourself. You had to become friends with that person and talk to that person. And even then, they may not even be like, they might not ask for your information. I mean, they wouldn't ask for your business card sometimes, or you give them the business card and you never hear from them. So now it's kind of the same thing. We have to really go in and focus on what it is that we're trying to give these clients, so that way they're connecting to the product and they're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I get so much crap. And there is a lot of stuff going in people's email box. I mean, and the problem with that is that they stop looking at it after a while. So you have to have something that they're interested in. And we used to call it, in the olden days, I mean, they used to have a lot of what they called, I just went blank on what it was, but they would put in an ad, and the ad would say something on top. There would be something like, learn how to learn how to reduce 25 pounds in 25 days. But when you opened it, it was about something totally different. I mean, it was about maybe how to lose weight and how to use their program. But that has it's clickbait. I'm sorry. There we go. Clickbait. So it was basically the title was so strong they would get you open it, and once you got inside, it was totally different. They've cracked down on that quite a bit. Matter of fact, that's why a lot of businesses and social media marketers and creators are going into spam. If you make your title too spammy, it's not going to go through. They'll start to block you and push you out. What are the forms of communication? What are the forms of going out and reaching your clients now? So now it's about doing posts, right? Doing reels, buying paid advertising, and then creating social funnels, or creating informative funnels, or creating funnels that offer a product or a free gift. And I'll talk more into that if you're going to. I'm hoping we'll get this private group going. If you're interested in that, let's connect. DM me, and I will let you know when we are finally when we're finally done building that group, so we can all connect in there and help each other out. It's about small businesses helping small businesses, about the little guy. Corporations have millions and billions of dollars to run ads, and millions and billions of dollars to build themselves up. And I remember, being a small business just starting out. I mean, I was doing every mixer and marketing group I could. And I feel bad now for small companies, because, where do you go? What do you do? It's like how do you get your online service? And usually the young people now, people that are younger understand it. They know it. They're used to social, proving themselves all the time, building followers, building, groups of people that come in and intermixing with each other all the time. If you're my age or a little bit younger and a little bit older, sometimes you're kind of stuck. It's like, I don't know what to do. And that's what this group is about. It's about all of us bringing each other together, helping each other, and touching each other's businesses one way or another. Whether it's you're saying, oh my gosh, this attorney is awesome, I'd love to work with him, sending him a DM and on a private group, and talking to him and vetting him to see if he works well with your company or not. So we have a lot of new ways of reaching people out there. So you have the posts, reels, ads, and then funnels. I'll talk a little bit more about funnels. I'm going to actually show you what Deeper States Mind and Wellness funnel is working on, and our funnel, and what we're working on doing with our funnel basis, and how it's brought in some clients. But a lot of it really is intermixing. So when somebody on Facebook or Instagram or any of the other social platforms, there's a lot of social platforms out there, and I'll talk about that also. When somebody reaches out to you, it's important that you reach back to them within a real short period of time. Mainly because what happens is the algorithms are seeing how quick it is that business responds back to the client, and whether that business is actually giving tangible information to these people, and that they're building a conversation, right? It's called social media. They want you to be social with each other. Social proof. Let's talk about that for a minute. So with social proof, it's really important, because remember, in newspapers, they would run those ads all the time, and you'd start seeing them, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, I need a new mattress. That'd be the great. It seems like that's the best value and the best place to go. Nowadays, you have to build social proof online. One, you have to become experienced in what you do, and share that experience. Give it to them. Let them have free product. Let them have free gifts. Because what happens is, the more you give, the more they believe in you, the more they like you, right? The more they understand who you are. You can see some people that are posting stuff that is just, they're not focused on what it is that they do. And you kind of wonder, you're like, oh my gosh, so what is it? Do they sell widgets? Do they sell widgets that are blue? Do they sell widgets that are green? What are they selling? I don't get it. And then you lose that social proof. So it's really important to do that. It's important to engage, build. You're gonna build what you want, build your creation of what it is you want to give it to, who you want to address it to, and who you want to perform it with, who you want to say, okay, this is what we do, this is my client base, this is my tribe, and this is the kind of people I want working with me. And that's awesome, because I'm gonna tell you, when you did a newspaper post, when you ran a newspaper ad, you never knew who that was going to go to. You would just have unlimited phone calls coming in sometimes, and you would know, well, this person's looking for a 99-cent store type business, and you're not. Or they're looking for $1 million business, and you're not able to perform that kind of $1 million deal for them. They're looking for a lot. With social proof, you're really honing in on what it is that the client or the purchaser is looking for. So that's real important. And then that all leads on to the online sales, right? As you start going into online sales, then that's how you build that marketing funnel, and you keep bringing them in. People love what you got. They'll keep coming back. people don't love what you got, they ain't coming back. They're not going to come back. They will not come back. They're going to find other ways or avenues to find their products. And there's a lot of people out there, right? There's a lot of people out there. It used to be you would go into town and you would go to your one or two grocery stores and you would pick up what they had. Nowadays, I mean, look at Amazon, one of the largest growing companies in the world. And a lot of people don't bother going to the store anymore. I'll tell you, a lot of brick and mortars lost their businesses let's look at just Barnes and Noble. I mean, they lost a lot of business to Amazon. I mean, and a lot of the other bookstores just closed their doors. So it's real important to know that, you've got to have social proof and prove who you are. Build that clientele, build that group, build the relationships. As you build relationships, they're going to continue growing with you. And I have clients that have been with me for 20 years. I'm not there all the time for them, but when they have something going in their life, or they need change, or they need coaching, or they need me to come in and work with depression or anxiety, there's been a change in their life, they remember me. They come back to me. I have clients that come back 20 years later looking for something. I've had clients come back just looking to buy my MP3s because now they're no longer tangible CDs, right? So build a social proof, continue the relationship, then build into online sales. Find the proper platform for your tribe. So, and what I mean by that is that you've got to do the research. I mean, go in, Google, find out who's for us. It's like, okay, well, how many people look for hypnotherapy? How many people, where are the people? Where are my people? Where's my tribe? And with me, there's several different areas, right? I mean, there's stop smoking, there's alcohol and drug recovery, there's weight loss, there's people that are going in and trying to find, life coaching just because they don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. They're confused. They're lost. Right now, a lot of people are going through this, removing the mask and feeling like they're safe and comfortable. So the way you have to do that is you got to find out where your tribes are. Where are the people that you want to bring into your platform? Don't bring people into your platform that you don't jive with, or maybe you don't jive with them. They're not gonna subscribe to your email list. They're not gonna subscribe to your message because you just don't mix, and that's okay, because now with the internet you have an abundance of people all over the world, right? You can specific a Facebook ad that goes all the way into one region of a country, what that region, who's in that region, are they English speakers, do they speak another language? Are they making 50 to 60,000, 100 to 100,000, 200, 300,000 a year? I mean, you can narrow those demographics so tight in order to be able to find out who you're marketing to. Let's move forward. So make sure that you have the platform built for the tribe that you're looking for, and not just randomly building things, right? So I'm going to show you what our funnel looks like. Nowadays, with social media, you have to make that engagement. You have to connect with those clients at least 4 to 5 times. A 4 to 5 time touch funnel is really important, and that builds a relationship, right? Because they're getting things for free. You're giving them stuff. You're kind of building that tiered factor of who we are. Who is my company? What do I represent? Am I willing to give you something to let you experience what it is that I do? We give a free MP3 for people that need to do relaxation. Is it specific to them? No, it's not. But once they build a relationship, they get some good results with that. And that's why it's important that your products, we call them lead magnets. Your lead magnet has to be something that's of value in order for that person to come back and build this relationship with you. There's 17 social platforms that have more than 300 million active users as of January 2022. Does that seem to advertise a lot more than what a newspaper ad used to? I mean, think about that for a minute. I mean, imagine how much of a difference that is. Know your product and know your customers. Again, I got to reiterate that because I need you guys to understand that, if you're going to start social, if you're going to run an ad to the world, you're going to pay those kind of prices to touch the world. So hone in on what you're looking for. Understand where they hang out and what they look like. So experience what you would be like if you were them. So if you were looking to quit smoking, what would you be looking for when you're searching online? What would you do? How would you write those keywords? How would you build that process in order for you to market in that direction? Okay. this is what our funnel looks like. So we come in, and the funnel's upside down. Okay, that's why they call it a funnel, but it starts from the top and it whirls its way down. So first you create lead generations, which is stuff like free MP3s, things you can give away. Maybe it's a chart, maybe it's an understanding of what's happening in a smoker's body before when they smoke a cigarette. But you're going to create this big top part right here. People will swirl through here. Some will go into the next level. Some won't. Some you'll lose some of them right here. Create engagement. So let's say that you start asking questions, or people start asking questions of you, or people start to touch base with you. Then that's creating the engagement. Then you need to qualify them. I like to qualify them because look, if you're a smoker and you're coming in to stop smoking with me, and your wife has told you to come to me, or your neighbors told you to come to me, then you're not going to be able to go through that. You're not going to qualify to see me, because that tells me that you're not the one that's looking to become smoke free. Your wife wants you to become smoke free. Your neighbor wants you to become smoke free. Somebody mentioned that I helped them quit smoking. Doesn't mean you're going to quit smoking, because you have other needs and values, right? What I like to do in the qualification personally for myself is to bring them in and do a free evaluation with them. That way I can talk. And I forgot to mention, if any of you are watching, I see people on YouTube, I see a few people coming in and out of Facebook. Click on the link below, go over there, qualify yourself so you can actually use StreamYard, and you can come on and I'll bring you on if you have a question, or at least I can see your questions. I can see who's posting them. So once they go through the qualification, then you want to go ahead and see whether or not you can push them into a sale or not. But you've already done all this other stuff on top, right? So the sale portion is now you're giving them exactly what they want. Create a repeat business. So once you get them into the sale funnel, I mean, then they're going to want something later on. For me, sometimes it's 10, 15 years later that they actually have some kind of an issue that they need to resolve, or some kind of something they need to do, right? So what's going to happen is that when they come back into this area, they're going to find me again, because I will continue marketing and giving them good things they need to know, right? So let's say you lost 25 pounds. You'll go into the funnel part that's going to keep you at a healthy weight. You're no longer looking at releasing weight, but now you're looking at staying at a healthy weight. Maybe some menu information, maybe sending them some menus that they can actually try at home. Fun stuff, right? And then at some point, let's say that now they gained 80 pounds because somebody passed away in their household, and they're sad and they're depressed. And now they're going to come back in. They're going to remember me. They're going to come through this funnel. Now, will they have to go through the whole engagement again? No, we already have proof of who I am. We have that qualification. We have that understanding that I can either help them or not help them. So they're going to come right back into the repeat funnel. All right? I'm running out of time. That's crazy. If you guys have anything to say, please put it in the comment. I will address it either on this live if I can. I see a couple coming in. I'll address it either on this live, or I will address it personally, or you can direct message me and I'll make sure that I answer those questions for you. Think about your objectives when you're advertising, because they can become very, very expensive. You can lose your butt advertising on any of the social platforms. And think about what you're looking to do. Are you looking to grow your social presence? Are you looking just to bring people in to follow you on Facebook and Instagram? Maybe that's the beginning of how you build the relationships and start putting them all together. Are you looking to sell your products? Maybe you want to do an affiliate store with somebody else. You know, you want to do Amazon affiliate marketing and sales. Then you'd look into your product building and how you would market that as well. Or are you just looking to build a community? Maybe like this, I want to build a community. So with my community, I want to bring people in and then eventually get them into a private group. In the private group, we can go more extensive and we can talk, we can have courses and classes, right? I'd love to have small business owners and new entrepreneurs that are looking to start a business that would go into that group, and for free, or maybe for a small nominal fee, that way we can pay them something, but at least come into that group and have a private workshop where they could spend, you know, a 30-minute, maybe even an hour teaching you guys something, so you can take that information, and if it resonates with you, you can apply it towards your business and build that community. You can buy marketing dollars that'll bring people into that community based on what it is that you're pushing out there. All right. Social media platforms perform differently. Know that and understand that, because you can, like I said, you can spend a lot of money on social media. Right. Some are pay for play. Facebook is a pay for play. Others like Instagram and I'll have to come up with those. I'll come up with those when we go into a private group. There's a lot of social media groups out there. Some are just for creators, and those creators get paid. YouTube is a big one. If you can do YouTube Shorts, you can make good money on there. I know there's some people. I Googled one time this guy that I've been following on TikTok. Started on TikTok, now he's on Instagram, but I found out that he got paid something like $500,000 for one post, because he was an influencer, right? And he ended up getting a modeling job. He's modeling. His name is William Whitey. You can actually follow him still on TikTok and Instagram. He's building a big community, and this is not an endorsement for him, but he has been able to really bring people in, and to the point where he was in Cannes last year modeling, and he's made his dreams come through social media. So, and there's people that are making $500,000 doing just influencing. So that the power of social media is phenomenal. The reach of social media is phenomenal. You can get so far out. Your reach becomes so limitless when you start learning how to use media and how to perform on it and how to bring people in. But also, it's about you building a relationship and holding them on together, bringing them in and allowing them to become part of your group, part of your tribe. All right. Keep your ads and posts neutral. What I mean about that is that, if you're doing weight loss, you can't say, are you feeling overweight? Do you feel fat? Are you looking to try to get a different body because you're not happy with being obese? I mean, you got to be very, very careful, because what they will do is they'll start banning those ads. Not only will they ban those ads, sometimes they'll lock down your account. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're not doing that. They'll just not let you advertise with them anymore, and that goes on for quite a while. They'll hold you like that for quite a while. So it looks like we have an Arlie Woods, which is over here on Facebook, and I don't know I don't speak English. She doesn't seem to speak English, so actually she's coming in from YouTube. So if you like this, just give us a thumbs up, and I'd like to see you on our next show. Otherwise, I am so sorry. I don't speak another language. But it says voom today. So hopefully that means today was good. I'm not sure. Anyway, join us next week, and we'll do some more voom today. All right, guys. Another part of this is, should you stream or should you post? Should you stream? Should you post? Live streams are great. Posting is great. I recommend you do a blend of everything. And if you're in our private group, we'll talk a little bit more. I want to go into about what it is how do you keep up with everything, right? But I want you to keep this in your head. Only pick the two platforms that you think are the best for you, because some people, Twitter is a limited amount of words, right? So you can't get too far with Twitter, and maybe that's not good for you. Maybe your product needs a bigger description. Your product needs more of a description of what it is and how it's used and stuff. So it wouldn't work for you. Wouldn't be a good situation. So again, I hope this is great for you. I hope I touched some people's lives, some business owners, and send me a direct message this way. If you want to join that group, you want to build this with me, let's do it together. Let's do it for small businesses, medium businesses, and the entrepreneur who's just got the idea that he or she wants to start their own business. Let's work together. Join me every Monday here at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, this is our time now. We may be moving to a different time. I'm not sure. My social media manager is working with me on this and trying to find out what is going to be the best time for us to do this. We may go into just a private group once we start growing, and then just perform only in a private group. Remember, it's always important to ask questions if you want to grow. Don't sit back and just hope, that's a dumb question, or who I don't know who to turn to. Ask any business owner a question. Most of them are willing to help you. Most of them are excited, like I am, to see somebody starting a new company or starting a new business or a new venture, right? You start a new venture, you might succeed, you might not, but the whole idea is to not fear it, and make sure you're in the right position to do that. Don't sell your home, live in your mobile home, and hope that you're going to create a business, and then all of a sudden you find you're living in a mobile home by the river for the rest of your life, right? Calculate your risk and calculate whether or not it's even a good idea, or a lot of research goes into building a company, and I want you guys to keep that in mind. Let's make this group grow where we can share everything together and everything business. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys got something out of that, and I hope my people that are watching the replay, please do me a favor, like this video, Share this video, bring new people in, share it with your friends on Facebook and Instagram. If you know people that are just starting their business or people that are struggling. I just talked to a friend of mine yesterday who, their business has been set up for a little while. Awesome product, but they're not growing. So I recommended this to them, and hopefully they can find some time to do this. If you think you don't have time to build your own marketing group, or you don't have time to be advertising, you don't have time, you will find that if you don't flip into what's happening today, what's happening in the new way of marketing, it's going to be tough. You're going to run through a process where you're not going to have a very, very difficult time bringing in the new clients, or even keeping your business growing, right? Building in that trust factor, bringing in that new client base. Look, with the pandemic, we got a lot of businesses that are losing their shirts. They're closing down their brick and mortars, and some are succeeding online, some are not. Some are learning to blend. Restaurants did that. You saw some restaurants that, they blended so perfectly that, they used the back parking lot and they cut it in half, and they opened up, big tents, and were still able to serve food, and they survived. Not just did they survive, they found ways to thrive. So anyway, that's it, you guys. It's 9:32. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you all real soon. And let's build this community. Start sharing this out there. Share it, and share it because we care, and share it because you want to bring people in that think they can join this group because they'll benefit from it. Let's not get a lot of multi-level marketing, and I love you guys, multi-level marketing, but it's difficult to do that because you don't own your own business. It's difficult to make good amount of money, and it's also difficult to make sure that you know that your product is defined to one individual. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Have a great day. Have an awesome week. Make it an awesome week, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.
I think these videos are brilliant, and I'm sure you will like them too. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell.